In my head, I'll be with the lawyers, like thinking of all of these arguments and conflicting situations. And do I think of these things as an opportunist? Do I try to figure out my advantage? And if I figure out this thing as a strategist or a tactician, do I have ulterior motives? Are these arguments that I have with lawyers inside my head come from different consciousnesses, and one is wicked? Sometimes I get the two confuddled and I can't tell, and my flesh is like, yes, nigga, fuck is you talking about? Dust the Mario Kart coins off that shit. And I be thinking to myself, these are the times when I'm the most considerate and sensitive, even though it's not. I'm thinking a lot about another individual, except it's so subtle, the ways couldn't be any more diametrically opposed, and I don't mean anybody's any harm. And if I told the truth, would I be collecting Kool-Aid points? Think about it. Spitting up that fake shit, leading on a cult. And I be thinking it to myself, and I be thinking to myself in my head with my lawyers. I've been in prison by my freedom, and my country convinced me that I was free in the mind also. And I try to seek it from religion. And I found sometimes in religion with the congregation that the religiousness of a faith couldn't be any more contradictory to its spirit. And anything spiritual, though all things are relative, I be thinking in my head with the lawyers, like, would it be wrong and if I've been here for this amount of time, And even though I don't have a sex drive, because I think this shit was taken from me, that by the time I get one, if I had two, would I be a glutton? Like, if you go for fast food and you hungry, because you've been waiting a long time for some shit, and you got anticipatory intelligence in which you can tell some shit that seemed like foresight, and I know that Niagara Falls is coming. One thing I can sense is females, and I can sense it from here, like a dog. And you dare question a beast in my flesh. And I'm thinking, if I go to fast food because I've been waiting, by the time I get one, would I be a glutton if I had two? Because I know I got the energy. I ain't never cheated before. All these motherfuckers do orgies. Matter of fact, in Deep State, it was one big orgy of demigods. I'm sure you don't remember. You see, sex is the paperclip that holds together society, and America is quite German of a corporation. Even though we Colombians and our White House is in the district, I'm just saying, and all this mischief that I've been naive to, and I'm waking up consciously out of my heart, I can sense the entire globe. It would seem I'm clairvoyant at times. That's just the spirit of God. My thoughts move like raging winds and fire that blew across them. And people try to hide from the light, and I just see smoke and I laugh. People sought me as an easy target, and I climb through all of this shit, and I give the glory to God. And yet, in my flesh, I'm still a devil, and I'm asking God with my lawyer. And I don't know if it's a good one or a bad one, but by the time I get one, can I have two? Would two make me a glutton? Am I thinking out of my flesh? Of course I am. And my fangs also. Sinking my teeth into the earth and drinking its essence. Wine. In my ulterior motives. This mind, so beautiful, I just can't shut it off. And when I spoke before and I speak to individuals, they don't know I'm speaking in multiple dimensions. It addresses many things. My gift is communication, and you see, it's always running in the background. I can't turn it off, not even with trepidation. My body's in Hyperion. I'm stuck in the flesh. I got this cannon and I'm ready to cock it. It's automatic, and yet I can't turn it off. And I'm telling you, by the time through all of these frustrations on top of things I'm fasting over, 40 days and 40 nights, that by the time I get to Burger King, if I can have it my way, considering freedom and having a free mind, that is unbiased. I have to question a few things. That by the time I get one gingerbread cookie, can I get two? Would that make me a fucking glutton? I ain't even in the hood, and I need a Newport. I ain't seen a missing hubcap in months. You understand what I'm saying? By the time I get out of here, by the time I get one, can I have two? Would two make me a glutton? Even though people will judge because I am open, knowing what they do and they in secret. The one who opposes and barks is the one in question. I know. I smell blood. I'm like a shark. I transform in my words and my thoughts. People can move any which direction around these words and see the hologram that I'm projection as visuals coming out of these words. And it's not even 1,000 per minute, just precise. People can't keep up even though they don't listen to rap, except the expressions are so exquisite that their mind gets crisscrossed in their neurons and they trance out. But I'm putting things together like a marriage. And I'm asking to myself, and I'm asking to God such vain fucking questions. Like, by the time I get to Burger King and they're like, have it your way. If I get one, can I have two? Would two make me a glutton? COVID came around with Shakespeare. People thought it was a joke or something. Second dude got notarized across the world for taking the vaccine. That's the only time you see number 2 placed in a notable position in America, and that's my number. And now I am spitting words and they rhyme and they're eloquent. My thoughts are still like Pulitzer. This is an odd phenomenon even with my own mind. And I'm saying, is it an irrational question to ask that by the time I get one burger, if I got 2, would I be a glutton? Survey says, and these are the ways that the deep state and the things that are subtle between the layers of people's eyebrows that they don't speak about, but comes out in their actions. And those actions so micro. And those micros have patterns. Then I read their face and how many times they blink also. Knowing that I love you all, I just wonder how you doing. I'm so considerate. And I'm thinking to myself, by the way I've been judged, Emmett Till, hold up, this shit's coming soon. Whoa. By the time I get one, bunny in a desert, as a panther, can I have 2? Would 2 make me a glutton if I'm a hunter? Though I have not hunted, I took the abuse as a pushover. I really didn't have to. I think very different. As plain as I move different. Everybody wanted to be so peculiar and shine. Now everyone's position is so separated and they think they're covered, but they're in different destinations, even though they're in the same place by their micro expressions, which create patterns that can be read like books just from looking at the cover if you got discernment. And these still the same. I know what they believe, even though I don't know them personally. Judge me. That by the time I get one rabbit in a desert as a panther, would I be a glutton if I had 2? Knowing that I could probably have 5, completing 22,000 something hundred odd reps per 59 minutes in the gym. I sure did change a lot. I don't know what the fuck is up with this dimension. But I gotta get the fuck out of here. I can't sit in a sedentary lifestyle for this long with hyperactive disorder. I could tear the paint off of the wall with my fucking fingernails and I don't have them because I just chew them off. Along with my calluses. They kicked me out of 2 gyms and now I go down to the park where kids play and I do pull-ups. And I gotta tell you, it's a funny thing that they removed the kids' shoes and put up a kids' cup. And I'm thinking anytime I come around, something censors me in this world, this electromagnetic grid, and a car comes around. And I be thinking inside my head, I hope you're one of the ones I struck blind and proposition me. And I'll make kid noises until I knock you out. Simon says, hang from these gyms. There's a lot of odd phenomenon that goes around in these fucking suburbs. I gotta tell you. I see less turkey vultures in the sky. Maybe we moved. Not as many crows out here either. From the place I was, it was seen 2 days ago. There was a shift in time around 10 a.m. today. People probably didn't notice. It picked up. There is also another shift between the hours of 3 a.m. and 5, where the hours picked up exceedingly quick to approximately 5:22 this morning. You see, time is measured consistently, but it used to not be measured by watches. And some would say that it's measured by the sun. And if we experience the same day, do we experience it different? And it is the day not married to night. Such the same that we seem so singular. And people in this world, if they seek things, they seek to be unique. And if you're unique, you strive to be different. But how different are you? If the core basis of your motivations are the same as others, and I communicate, how am I left in this world with no communications with anyone? Except this mind that supersedes a world concern that sits here in silence. There's a lot of business going on. And people look at the black kid. I should get paid for that shit. I divert a lot of attention. Except for the fact that individuals around you drive these cars that look like they came from Hawaii 5-0. And I'm asking, from those who judge me, my greatest critics are my best friends, please believe, or my family. I can't pick a better opponent than one who has stabbed me in the back, because then I know what real is. But within their world, those who do these things exist with rules that I don't get, making me more tactical for so many situations, knowing that I have to consider what type of mind individuals have that are going to judge me and want nothing but my unhappiness. And I just have to ask how many guys are up in this bitch, and I just question that by the time I get one, this muscle car, can I have 2 passengers? Because it's a death cab, and that's a romance, apparently. We just crashed in LA because we lack affection, don't we? We're too busy being cool, intermingled and together. Different races and their supremacies and their nepotism. And I have no ulterior motives. Could I not be the greatest predator also? Do things just because I love you, and you question if I'm soft. I just laugh into the darkness. These fangs don't recede. And these fangs are my brain. So these are fangs you don't see. And people question my age, though I have no abilities. Could I just be the same as a predator if I have no ulterior motives? Can I be devoid of my impulses in this world? Naivety versus knowledge, they are great opponents. And the funny thing is that naivety isn't always ignorance. It's just, I might just wear my heart on my sleeve and I trust more, creating a target. And people do core things from their base understanding, no matter what type of knowledge and how expansive it is different. the center basis in which is comprised of complete consciousness, are rudimentary things as in a rootkit that I can tell what you think when you blink a certain way at a certain time. And I know that you 4D'ers do Morrison code. I just don't give a fuck because it's a game. The less I understand of what I'm looking at, the more patterns I see. You just lie all the time, and I know it. So I know the truth can't be too far because you don't think too fucking much, lying all the time. And nothing I see seems to be true. And yet I am judged. By the time I get one fang, can I have two? Would that make me a glutton? I just must sink my teeth into the fucking earth and drink all the oil. This milkshake, no question, might not be something sexual. People just think so many things that are sweet of common individuals that they stand in line with. Back in the 80s, it was several individuals that was homicidal motherfuckers that lock kids up in their basement and inject them with Drano in the fucking neck. Kept the schedule, went to work and the grocery store, and you watch the news, and none of these people in 6 degrees of separation you ever knew. Every time you turn on the fucking TV, you don't think media's control, and you judge me. By the time I get one bunny, am I a problem if I get two? Knowing I have the energy of 6 men, it's been tested, at least. And they call me Sam, which has connotations in which individuals get reflected that I think regards to butt sex, but in my sense that I spit out paradigms and parables that go beyond the mind. Wouldn't that make me like Samson? At least, or maybe Solomon? From which tribe do you think I derive from? Oh wait, you think Solomon is one guy in the Bible. And I am asking, as a lion, if I eat one gazelle, if I have two, would there be a problem? Licking my claws, asking, who the fuck is gonna stop me? Except God. The problem isn't the question. The problem is that I ask. And in my asking, it's not noticed. That I have to fight for myself in this world of fucking vultures. That do worse. That point just to keep attention off of they self, which I already have as a real nigga who doesn't try to keep up with the Joneses, and somehow I float. If you were empty on the outside, on the inside, then you express it on the outside, and what's reflected is your secrets. How can you remove the metadata of how you think and what you believe, and the importance of intelligence agencies to think you can sneak around town and not get spotted by a C education with the saturation of media that goes into these boxes that people sit down at for 6 hours? Emperor has a new clothes from Operation Paperclip in Germany. Even Stasi effects from Russia. We got many different influences, you see, because we feed the animal that we capture in a cycle. Cops and robbers. The audacity of these things. The audacity of these things. For me to be judged and to have to ask, and the differences in judgments are difference between individuals and different kinds of mankind. And yet, it is obvious that the black man still is stereotypically, and I want to highlight that, stereotypically propaganda machine one for generating some pushing some form of social cause. And since it's stereotypically, that mirrors the truth in the Bible, which shows each advancement in society generally has been by black blood. So, I would not confuse my diamonds with oil. You keep the diamonds and I'll keep the black shit. Who's got the better resources? I am like the riches of the void that are deep in the earth. All things I laugh at. My pride is my wealth. My ancestors hold the sun. I am judged by my reflections, and I am reflected. Even as no one, I am noticed. I step into the back of the room, and it changes the energy. If I want to sneak when I move, I have to change mine. Closest I could think of is psychologically to move around. And the more I try to change it, generally it gets worse. And I've asked white people, and I've even prodded white people as racist, and I pegged them in a way I couldn't be judged, but violently enough to exacerbate the living fuck out of white men. To figure out what the fuck this is, and I've noticed this situation is different. It's not attached to racism either, according to color. Now you see, it's pragmatic how I come to discover, and the whole time how you judge worked in my favor. And the crossing of swords makes everyone exposed and beheaded. And I cried out. People thought of me as crazy. Maybe I was crazy about you. How corny is the sound? Why the fuck should I give a fuck? And I guess I do. Considering the fact that I exist here with you, by relativity, we have to interact and cross paths. Therefore, I must understand this phenomenon that I experience. People are like empty shells. They're like bugles that scatter across the earth. They are as roaches when they turn corners in their cars. Some individuals slither when they walk. The dogs seem like they have a certain type of knowledge and intelligence to detect. This is intricate because many dogs have to be trained despite their natural basis. In common places that you would think individuals wouldn't be relying on dog senses from an actual dog. To have offenses with someone who just asked God and it happens. Considering his defenses. And I don't know exactly what this warfare is to keep me trapped in this house and not do shit. But I could tell it's personal in particular. And that's just fucked up as an individual. That I can't even go to the gym without setting up a barricade. Because there's like a bunch of individuals that are wandering around me as if they're flies. And I am the Lord of them as Beelzebub. And I'm not. To the point where I can't get left alone for 59 minutes inside of Planet Fitness. Not fucking with anybody, not looking at any females, not fucking with anyone, talking to anyone, and they kick me out because they can't control their people. I paid my bills. Now I look at that place as Project Barney. It's for kids. And you know it. Pizza Hut. And as you judge me and I speak of these things, such as a common part of infrastructure as Planet Fitness, and I break it down, I'm just asking that by the time I get one, may I have two, or would that make me a glutton? The way I think, you can't think, you think I can't handle two conversations? And if I can't handle two conversations at once, then we have knowledge of certain problems. And those problems might be sexist. And they're not my type of knowledge. You see, I just skywalk and understand what you don't share. I don't have telepathy. I just go outside. Even just looking at how an individual walks and how fast they walk, how they drive. You can at least understand their focus and attention level. You can get a read on how much confidence they got going on as well. And where their intentions and attention is diverted. And what clothes in which they express themselves in. And what cars they express themselves in. And what belt and shoes they choose to wear if they wear it. Observation is seeing things how they are, not how you want them. Those are your judgments. And I'm asking that by the time I get one girl, am I a glutton if I have two? And my fangs are out. Interview with the vampire. It's a reflection. But a reflection of yourself and your perception. And from that perspective, I ask rhetorical questions in which I know the answer to based upon how you act in our relativity and knowing myself well that I should have to ask that by the time I have one girl, can I have two? Given the rules that you have to entertain both equitably without any favoritism, being I have the love of God and I'm unbiased. according to spiritual legalese, then my options are limitless. And it's not based upon the knowledge that you have or my psychologies. I'm like an angel that fell that can mate with every other species of this earth as long as I stay in the right state of mind. However, I've learned I can't mix my knowledge, and that validates anything I need. I don't have to hate you for your race. I can hate you for your knowledge. And the fact that we can't fellowship. And the Holy Spirit communicates and moans and groans and speaks expressively. Fuck! People want to judge me. The types of shit you say in the bed when you're about to make a baby. Shit! I say a lot of expressive shit. Toes get curled back and there's moans and groans also. A baby in the curtain of a baby shower. But now we have played with the womb and fate has came spiritually. Maybe we should rethink how we consider our senses given the fact the amount of voices we have in the earth and what type of voices they are. And then it would seem we're moving towards a society of divergence, in which we have to be segregated by our types of knowledges also. Which that is already as it is in a type of chaos. And we say that love is blind, and if God is love and I have the spirit of love, wouldn't I want to love more? Polyamory doesn't make community queens. And are these other guys the king of them? I toast no crowns. And what opportunities do we take to survive? According to our knowledge, and which I have to ask in America, allegedly, if I have rights. And by the time I have one, can I have two? Given the fact that people generally do 100 reps in an hour at the gym, and I do thousands, can I have 5? And would that be gluttonous considering my activity that gets done in an hour with the Spirit of God, and I'm unbiased and I don't have racism? Wouldn't much more so come my rewards? Bring in the birds also, and probably the mantids. And this doesn't have to be baccalaureate or baccalaureate or whatever them fucking ceremonies is at all. The difference is I can do what you do in secret on a mountain with my light, with my face in the sun, smiling, thanking God. It's just our ways of thinking are different, and so are our intentions and our motives. And therefore, according to your knowledge, over 90%, any person that I come in terms or face to face with, don't you think that I know that they're dead on arrival, considering that they don't believe the type of shit I don't believe in, and therefore knowing the worth of the wisdom in that Bible that they don't know themselves like they think, because it's based on criteria. Peace and blessings to you all.
I just wanna